Hi, welcome to this video. I wanted to share with you some of the first tools I started using when I began my houseplant care journey. So if you're just getting started, hopefully you'll find this video helpful. Before we get right into it, I have to ask, who's your daddy? Plant daddy. Thank you for tuning in and welcome. I wanted to share with you some of the first tools I started using when I began my houseplant care journey. Now, when I was starting out, I was trying to think about what do I already have in my home that I can use and repurpose before I have to go out and buy tools to take care of my plants. So one of the first few things that I have found in my home is, I make pour over coffee every morning. So I already have this water kettle. So I thought, why not I just use this to to water my plants? And this is nice because this kettle has a nice S curve. It makes it really easy to water the plants and control where the water is going to flow into the pot. So I'm really happy that I already have this container that I can use and repurpose for my plant care. Now, the next tool that I use that I already had laying around in my home is a pair of shears. Now, if I have bad leaves on a plant, I can just use regular scissors just to snip off the leaves. Again, no need to invest in expensive shears to get started with houseplant care. I did upgrade eventually after a month into my houseplant care to these Japanese shears. Now these are really nice. This is a nice to have, it's not necessary, but when I purchased these, the plant shopkeeper owner recommended that I put cooking oil on the blade so that it protects the blade from when I cut plants and makes it easy to clean. And so I do that. But again, this is not necessary, it's a nice to have. The next tool that I had laying around in my home is a bamboo stick. Now you might be wondering, what could you use a bamboo stick for? Well, this could be used for either support for a plant, or you could use it to aerate the soil. If the soil is very moist, but you need oxygen to get into the soil or deep into it, you can use this to poke holes in your plants. So if you have one of these laying around, this is helpful. Now I did upgrade to this soil sleuth. So this is nice. This tool takes a soil sample at 5 different levels so I can see the moisture level of my plants and get an idea of when I should be watering my plants. This is a nice to have, again, not necessary to get started in your houseplant care journey. Now, there are some tools that I didn't own that I purchased, but I recommend these if you can afford it and you can swing it. I recommend purchasing these tools. I did get a moisture meter, and this is nice because the number one killer for houseplants is actually overwatering. So this moisture meter will help save my plants and make sure that I'm watering my plants at the time that they need to be watered when they're thirsty. So that's why I purchased this water meter to test the moisture level in the soil. So it's nice because this moisture meter will provide a list of typical plants, but you can research online about what moisture level does a plant need to be watered at. But it has a guide here of when certain plants should be watered once they hit a certain level of moisture in this meter. So I recommend this as one of the first tools to add to your toolkit when you're starting your houseplant care. The next tool I'd recommend, I didn't own this tool, but if you have a spray bottle at home, you can already use what you have. I didn't have a spray bottle, so I actually went out and got this Flairosol spray bottle. I like this because it creates a nice fine mist, as you could see here in the video. It's a very fine mist. So this is what I use to mist my plants if you're a mister of plants. Some people like misting, some people don't, but I do mist some of my plants, not all of them, but I use this Flairosol mister. Another tool that is nice to have, but not necessary depending on the lighting conditions of your home, I would recommend a grow light if you can. Some plants might require more light than others, or you might have a corner in your home or apartment that needs to be lit with a grow light. So I got this grow light for like, you can get this for 20 bucks online. And this is probably, I mean, it's not super cheap, but it's well, depending if it's a little bit affordable to get started. You know, this is compared to other grow lights, this is a little bit less. Then I would recommend, you know, you can get a cord. This I got for maybe $10 online as well too, to illuminate some plants that needed lighting. So that was my first grow light setup when I got started with my houseplant care journey. And probably the final tool that I recommend to adding to your toolkit, if you can swing it, is this thermometer and hygrometer. And this is nice because you could take the temperature level in your home and as well as know the humidity level in your home using this device. And I'll put the links to the products in the description box of in the video below, so you can see the products that I've used in my toolkit. So this is recommended because you'll make sure that you have the proper living conditions for your plants. So these are the first tools that I use to get started with my hobby. I'd love to learn about some of the tools that you used in the beginning of your houseplant care journey, or you know, if you're just getting started, are these tools, is this something you found helpful? I'd love to continue the conversation in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, like and subscribe, and hope to see you in the next one.